Welcome back. So October is National Pork Month, and joining us virtually, we have April Sins. April, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, Taylor. Thanks for having me. Doing great.
Absolutely. So today you were teaching us how to make pork tenderloin medallions. So what do we need to know?
Absolutely. So I'm starting with a pork tenderloin, just a full cut here. And what I did was I cut it into medallions. So just by taking it and cutting it in a line about a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch thick.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a brine. Now a brine is a tenderizing solution for the pork. So all it is so simple. 2 cups of cold water. It's a tablespoon of salt,
Okay.
a tablespoon of sugar, and you're just going to mix it together. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take these fresh cuts of pork and you're going to put them in the solution for 2 to 4 hours in the refrigerator.
Okay.
Or you can leave it overnight in the refrigerator. The next day or whenever you're ready to cook it, you're going to take it out and you're going to actually pat it dry. So it's not to absorb all of that solution, but that solution just going to sort of wake up those muscle fibers to cook it. Yeah. And then after that, you could season it and then cook it in some olive oil. Now, tenderloins are really, really lean meat. And so it's actually approved by the American Heart Association. It has a little check mark for the pork tenderloins because it's a very lean meat. Now, whenever you cook it, now a lot of people overcook pork, okay?
I'm guilty of that.
I'm guilty of it too. So that's why a good thermometer is really good to have in the kitchen. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the temperature of your pork. You want to stick it in the thickest part of your meat, or you can turn it on its side and make sure it goes down to the internal temperature. Put your thermometer all the way in, and guess what the temperature is supposed to read?
160.
145.
Ooh,
I
was way
know.
off.
Surprise, right? Yes, so 145 is actually the correct safe internal temperature for a whole cut of pork. If it's a ground pork mixture, that's different because it's ground up. But a whole cut of pork is actually 145. And so taking the temperature is going to make the difference between actually having a drier cut or also having, your meat being tough. So make sure you have a good thermometer, and then guess what's the next step?
Plate it.
Is you're gonna plate it up and take this juice in here that's already seasoned with that pork flavor, and then we're gonna add some seasoning to it as well. So it's so you could add some chicken broth, some garlic, and use that as a gravy on top of there.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. You're making me hungry. April, thank you so much for joining us virtually and kind of teaching us the correct way and correct temperature that pork needs to be cooked. If you guys want to learn more, we're going to post this recipe on our website, KLAF.com. Before we go to break, let's send it on over to Adam.